Hello everyone. Today's topic is factors affecting enzyme activity. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about four important factors: effect of temperature, pH, enzyme concentration, and substrate concentration. The first important factor here is the effect of temperature. So here we can see a bell-shaped plot. So on x-axis we are taking temperatures, on y-axis we are taking rate of reaction. At low temperatures, which are below 10 degrees centigrade, here the enzymatic activity is very less. So it is mainly due to less number of collisions and kinetic energy which is present in between enzyme and substrate. If you are increasing the temperature, so these collisions will be increased. So enzymatic activity also will be increased. At optimum temperature, so these enzymes will be producing high enzymatic activity. So in humans, so most enzymes will be producing optimum temperature is about 37 to 38 degrees centigrade. So after optimum temperature, so here the enzymatic activity will be suddenly decreased. It is mainly due to denaturation of enzymes. So denaturation means the uncoiling of primary, secondary, and tertiary protein structures. And here this denaturation process is irreversible in nature. That means if you are decreasing the temperature, the active site of enzyme will not be regain its original shape. So here the food products will be stored at low temperatures. So due to inactivation of enzymes. So these are the food products, so which will be deteriorated. So due to denaturation of these enzymes, for example, potato products and apple products will be denatured. So due to uh, these enzymes, monophenol oxidase enzymes. So that is why, so these food products will be stored at low temperatures. So at low temperatures here, the enzymatic activity will be very less. And some of the important enzymes which are existing more than 50 degrees centigrade, for example, venom phosphokinase, muscle adenylate kinase, and Taq polymerase. So these enzymes will be sustained at 100 degrees centigrade, and urease is sustained up to 60 degrees centigrade. And the next factor here is effect of pH. So here also we can see a bell-shaped plot. On x-axis we are taking increasing pH values from 0 to 14. On y-axis we are taking rate of reaction. At low pH values, so here we cannot see any enzymatic activity. So why? Because so due to high acidity, here H plus ions will be present at the active site of enzyme. So that means active site of enzyme will be saturated with H plus ions. So due to that, a repulsive forces will be developed in between substrate and enzyme active site. So the enzymatic activity will be reduced. So when we are increasing the pH levels, here enzymatic activity will be increased. So why? Because the repulsive forces will be decreased. So enzyme substrate complex will be forming more. At optimum pH levels, here, so these enzymes will be producing high enzymatic activity, but this is not true for all the enzymes. So that means, so different enzymes will be having different optimum pH values. So all enzymes are not having the same optimum pH values. For example, pepsin is producing optimum pH values at acidic pH levels, that is 1.5 to 2, and amylase is producing optimum pH values at about 6.2 to 7, which are neutral in nature, and trypsin is producing optimum pH values at about 7.7 to 8. So these are alkaline in nature. So beyond that optimum pH, here the enzymatic activity again it will be decreased. It is mainly due to denaturation of enzyme activity site. So mostly the enzymes will be denatured at more than 9 pH values. And the third important factor here is a substrate concentration. So here we can see a hyperbolic plot. On x-axis we are taking substrate concentration. On y-axis we are taking rate of reaction. So up to saturation point, so here the substrate concentration is increased with the rate of the reaction. So after saturation point, so here the rate of the reaction will be constant. So here at this saturation point, all the enzyme active sites are occupied with the substrate molecules. So there is no free active sites are available. So due to that, here there is no increment of any rate of reaction that we can see here. So that is why here the rate of reaction will be stable. So up to saturation point, here it is depending upon a substrate concentration. So that is why here up to saturation point, here it is following the first order kinetics. After saturation point here, so this reaction is following zero order kinetics. So that means, so it is not depending upon the substrate concentration. So here the rate of reaction is mainly depending upon the enzyme concentration, but here enzyme concentration will not be increased. So it is a rate limiting reaction. So this is about effect of substrate concentration. And the next one is effect of enzyme concentration. So here also we can see a plot, a hyperbolic plot. So on x-axis we are taking enzyme concentration. On y-axis we are taking rate of reaction. So here also up to saturation point, here the rate of the reaction will be increased with the enzymatic concentration, and it follows the first order kinetics. So by increasing the enzyme concentration, the rate of reaction will be increased. So due to increasing collisions and kinetic energy between enzyme substrate complex. After saturation point, so here all substrate molecules are attached. There is no further substrate molecules are available to increase the rate of the reaction. So that is why here the rate of the reaction will be constant. So that means here the substrate concentration is acting as a limiting factor. So here the rate of the reaction is not depending upon the enzyme concentration. So that is why, so this reaction is following zero order kinetics. So this is about this is about effect of enzyme concentration. Thank you.